I'm with a vlog, Candle Enthusiast, and what I've been doing is going around to all the princesses in the park and asking them what would be their favorite scented candle. So what's Belle's favorite scented candle? What would we say?
I think I really like cinnamon.
Cinnamon, like baking spices, nice and warm and homey. I'm totally there with you, especially this time of year.
Yes, it is this time of year. It's especially good.
I love it. And thank you so much. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks for visiting.
The date was November 22nd, 1991, and a cinematic gem hit the theaters. And guess what? I was there. It would go down in the annals of animation history and be regarded as one of the most beloved musicals of all time. And 25 years later, on opening day, here I am again, purchasing my ticket to see the remake, the live action of Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast is everywhere. Okay, so Belle-inspired dress. What do you guys think about this? Would you wear this? It's 30% off. The Beast concealed himself inside his castle with a magic mirror, his only window to the outside world. It's a brush too, so it's a multi-purposed utensil. Oh, Ariel. What kind of balloon is this? I never had this shape as an option when I was a child, but look who's on there, right there. There she is, Belle. How embarrassing would it be if I actually purchased this and carried it around with me? I would never do that. I thought we would get our hands on several Beauty and the Beast themed candles. I see them all the time and I'm like, you know what? I want to get them, I want to smell them, I want to burn them, I want to evaluate them. And with the release of this film, I thought, what better excuse do I need than to get my hands on a few of these fragrances? So I popped a couple candles in my bag and I figured let's open them up and let's get to it. So this is very important to mention. This is a non-sponsored video and I'm not being paid to say anything specific about anything you're about to see. The deal is you send me stuff, I open that stuff, I smell that stuff, and I share my thoughts with you. That's the deal, no secret agenda. Spireside candles, formerly known as Anthology candles. So let's rip this open, let's give it a shot, let's see what we have. So we have this lovely box. It's a big box. Woo! Can smell it. Spireside candles. So we have some literature right here. And here is our candle. And let me tell you, I can already smell this thing. Spireside candles, Belle's Library. All right, this is exciting stuff. I definitely have heard of this candle. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen it on Amazon, actually, and I've never had a chance to smell this. Whimsically inspired soy collection, Spireside candles, Belle's Library. Let's jump right into this. It's intense. So there's no reason to dance around this fact. The main player in this candle is going to be rose. And in such a really lovely way. And although that may seem like a very obvious choice based on the color, and if you've seen the film Beauty and the Beast, the rose plays a very large role indeed. To me, this is an excellent expression of rose. This isn't like potpourri rose. This isn't artificial rose. You know, a lot of the times when you smell rose fragrances, they can smell very clean, like bar soap, ivory soap, clean. To me, this is a much more authentic, complex rose. I'm smelling the pollen. I'm smelling the soft, sweet petals. I'm smelling the herbaceous, freshly cut stems of those roses. I mean, this is as if you just swung those doors open at a florist and you got that billowing aromatics of those freshly picked roses. And I can't help but think that rose is going to be enhanced with a few other components. I think Spireside has got some tricks up their sleeve. There may be some form of wood component that is going to push the complexity of that rose just a little bit further. The second thing coming through is something I really enjoy, and this is why I love small craft candle companies, because they're always willing to take big risks. This is definitely a risk, and I think it's a risk that paid off. That rose is going to be contrasted with leather. So when we think about libraries, we think about those old, dusty, decaying pages and those ancient volumes that line the wall. But I don't smell those dusty pages. I smell more of the leather-bound books. To me, this smells like leather. You get that earthy, musky, old leather book smell. Now, we don't come across leather-bound books these days too often, but this is what I mean right here. This is a new notebook being sold at Barnes & Noble, but this is authentic leather. And if you smell it, it has that authentic leather rawhide smell, which is what I'm getting on Bell's library. In fact, this actually smells kind of old. I mean, it's like I pulled out a leather jacket from my closet that I haven't touched in years. I'm not getting the dusty pages from Bell's library, but I am getting that leather-bound book. Really nice touch. Wow. I think the leather is a really great approach for this concept because it doesn't just bring me to the library in the castle. You know, when I think of Belle, she's this small town girl, lives in this small provincial town, and she's got modest clothing. And if you see some of the stills of the wardrobe of the new Beauty and the Beast film, you can really get a sense of how ancient and beat up her clothing really is, even down to her leather shoes. All worn in and beaten down to a pulp. And although in the animated feature she's wearing loafers, in the new film she's wearing these weathered, tattered boots. And I'm liking that because, again, not just bringing me to the library, but definitely syncing that library and Belle together. And with that rose, it's also bringing the prince or the beast into the picture. So although that rose is super authentic and that leather is a definitely nice contrast, this is a relatively simplistic candle, and simplistic is not a bad thing. Simplicity is highly underrated, especially when it comes to candles. Sometimes it's better to have a great representation of one or two components rather than have a candle that's super overly busy. This is a great example of having a candle that smells like only a few things, but the execution is done exceptionally. Bell's Library by Spireside Candle. If you're not familiar with these folks, you should definitely look them up. They have a large selection of very fun Disney-themed candles, and they have a big social media presence, which is very cool as well. Kudos to them with this candle right here, Bell's Library. In a library, how perfect is that? So we're gonna move on to candle number 2. I don't have my computer with me at this moment, otherwise I'd give you all the details of these candles, the price points and all that stuff. So make sure you check out the description below. All of the social media links to these candle companies will be posted there, so make sure you check that out. A huge shout out right now to Melissa from Scent Pop Candle Company for providing this candle. Very excited to open this up. I've heard wonderful things about this candle company. I have a feeling that this is going to be a little bit different than the candle we just experienced. Let's get this open. I can smell it already. I already have descriptions for you in my head. I like this. I don't get to do unboxings often. Wow. Scent Pop Candle Company, the gray stuff. Check that out. There's some fragrance notes on the bottom of this label here, and I accidentally looked at a couple of them, but I'm gonna try not to look at any more because you know that I do like to jump into these without knowing anything about these candles. Just in case it's been a long time since you've seen Beauty and the Beast, let me fill you in on the gray stuff. If you remember the very classic Be Our Guest music sequence in the film, Lumiere talks about this mysterious gray treat, and he claims that it is delicious. Don't believe me? Ask the dishes. It's a small little hors d'oeuvre with a little dollop of gray stuff on it. Belle takes a little taste. She seems to like it, and ever since I was a kid, I always wondered what that gray stuff would smell like or taste like. But now we get a chance, or at least I do anyway. But I'll do my best to share with you precisely what I'm smelling. Here we go. I'm telling you, this is why I do this. This is why I have this channel. This candle right here, without me even spewing off any descriptors, is taking me back to so many memories. So many lovely associations, visuals are coming to mind. You see what I'm doing here? I'm letting the candle breathe very much the same way you would with a glass of wine. There's some very powerful notes here, but there's also some subtle notes underneath. I want to make sure that I'm getting everything. So let me start with the big picture and try to break it down. In my mind, this is recalling something like a spiced cake, or think of like a nicely spiced carrot cake. Why? Because you're getting those heaping globs of cream cheese frosting. We're getting the confectionery sugar, we're getting sprinkles, we're getting that vanilla frosting, vanilla extract, caramel, brown sugar, golden raisins. You get that sweet, concentrated, raisinated grape. And as sweet as this is, it is very savory too, in the form of butter. Getting a little bit of that Belgian waffle with that big glob of butter sitting on top. And there's baking spices in here too. It takes a little bit of time for those baking spices to show themselves because they're put in there gently. This isn't going to be a heavy baking spice candle, one that's gonna smoke you out of the house. Lingering background of cinnamon, nutmeg, and clove. Vanilla bean ice cream. You know, I won't lie, one of the things I read on the label, it said bread pudding, and that Maillard reaction, that lightly toasted bread smell is coming through. And I have to speak about the intensity here. The intensity of this candle is through the roof. I've been smelling this for a large amount of time now, and I'm not becoming fatigued by this smell. Usually when you smell a candle for about 5-10 seconds, you can't really smell it that great anymore. I'm not having that problem here. So an exceptionally delicious candle. What this is bringing to my mind is like a little quaint cupcake shop. If you like sweet candles, you like the sweet treat candles. I know a lot of people don't, but if you are one of those people who like pastries and baked good scented candles, this is something that you really should take a look at. Scent Pop Candle Company. This thing is not only, this whole room smells like a cupcake right now. Not only is this a super intense candle, but it's really well balanced. That's gonna be the key word for this candle. Balanced. It's so easy for people to overdo it with some of the ingredients when it comes to a candle like this. And I feel like the balance here, the recipe is in check. Now that I've shared my thoughts on this candle, I have a little bit of a surprise for you. I have some footage that I want to show you. Recently, Disneyland took a section of the park and converted it to the Rose Tavern. It's a completely Beauty and the Beast themed eatery. And they have a whole new menu, and guess what's on that menu? The gray stuff. The opening day, my brother, who is another vlogger, was there ready to get a big bite of the gray stuff, to try it out. Let me show you a little piece of his experience at Disneyland.
But I am here sitting in front of the very, very sought after gray stuff.
It's like a cookie on the bottom and a pastry on top, kind of like a cream. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, I don't know.
There's actually red velvet cake inside.
This is my conclusion. Sugar wafer, red velvet cake with a cookies and cream Oreo cookie birthday cake frosting on top. That is what this is. It's very good, but I cannot eat the whole thing.
So crazy. Melissa from Scent Pop Candle Company, you must be on like the same parallel as like the Walt Disney Company, so a huge kudos to you. Either way, it's in the same genre. Thank you for joining me on this very special edition of The Candle Enthusiast, the Beauty and the Beast live action feature in theaters March 17th. I'm gonna be there. The question is, are you gonna be there? All right, folks, this is the moment. I have my ticket. I'm all set to go, but unfortunately, this is where I must say goodbye. This is just about as far as I can take you. So thanks for watching, and guess what? We'll see you guys real soon.
Hello, Shane.
Hi, Shane.
Wherever you are in there.
All right, so just in case you were wondering, it's not March 17th. Beauty and the Beast does not come out today. I have to shoot these videos days in advance. So all of this has been deception, make believe. But now I have to go home, edit this, wait till March 17th. But the good news is, hopefully you guys can go out and see the film right now. So if you enjoyed it, please leave some feedback on the film in the description below. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys real soon.